Hey, if you're coming to Laposa LTVA, I got some important news for you might want to know. Last fall, I reported that they may be closing the dump stations at Laposa South, and as of now, they are getting most of the new dump stations in. It looks like they're not totally done, but I'm going to give you more details about it right after this. All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. And I just want to show you that if you guys are thinking about coming to Laposa and doing the LTVA boondocking, there's some important news you need to know about where to get water and where to dump. Things have changed over the winter. Now this is currently September of 2023, and I'm going to give you the best information I know of as of now. And I do have some friends living out there, so I've been getting a little bit of insider information. But it sounds like they have been working hard getting the new water stations and the new dump stations installed. And it looks like they are mostly installed, but not complete. And I just talked to my friend today, and he said the word is they may not have it open for the beginning of the season, but they're hoping to have it all up and running by mid-season. Now, as of right now, it looks like they've put in 4 new dump stations and 4 water stations, which they'll probably, split each head. So it'll probably be 8 water stations over there. And so far, it looks like the old ones are still open. There's still word out there they may close them. I would bet that they'll leave the water stations open, but the dump station, we've heard that the septic out there was just overrun and in bad shape. So they may be planning on tearing that up, but I don't really know. I'm just going on some things I've heard. So all these new improvements should really help out with these long lines. Sometimes there was 10 or 15 RVs waiting to dump as much as an hour or more. But hey, I've got another announcement, and that is that I'm working really hard on putting out a first-timer's guide to surviving Quartzsite, Arizona. Now, last year was our first time, and I'm going to tell you, it was a learning experience. It was fun, but there was a lot of things I wish we'd known before we got there, and you just kind of end up bouncing all around trying to learn this the whole time you're there. So I'm going to put out this guide. I'm working on it really hard, and be looking for it in our About section on our channel homepage. This guide is going to cover all kinds of things we learned about shopping. There's some crazy shopping stuff there because the majority of it ends up being in tents, flea markets, etc. You even can shop for groceries in a tent. There was a large tent there that had great prices on some groceries, and it was in a tent. We're going to tell you about the dining. We found some terrible places, and one of them was a big fast food place. We'll tell you why. We'll tell you our opinion on some others. Of course, everybody's different. And we'll give you some insight on where to get your mail, where to get packages. One of the long-standing places that have been there for a long time that we used closed last year. So I'll tell you some other options, and we'll tell you a little bit about these sites to see around there and the fun stuff to do. Like, one of the things you ought to do is go by, look for My Win Stuff. They're there all the time. Stop in and say hi to Kurt and Kendra. We did a little interview with them last year, and they've got a bunch of really cool stuff. So one of the cool, fun things I found to do here in Quartzsite is right here at this My Win Stuff display booth. Like, you can see this big flag flyer on up above our RV. That's just one of the things we got there. We got a balloon spinner. We're still flying that today. We love it. They're great guys, so stop by and be sure to tell them I sent you and ask for one of our Route 66 stickers. Also, we're going to tell you about things like there is legal MJ in town. If you use edibles to sleep or whatever, they've got it there. I'll try and give you some information on the Arizona gun laws, and we'll tell you about fun stuff to do outside of the town. There's stuff like rock hunting and wire wrapping classes in town. Jeep tours, and a lot more. Going to tell you some interesting information about medical. Medical is something you really should think about before you go there. Most of us are, getting up there and we got medical issues. You want to know what your options are. Here's a big one. We're going to tell you about the veterinarian situation. They get so overwhelmed there that we lost one of our cats there this year, and it was partly because they couldn't see us for like a month. They're just that swamped. So we're going to give you some advice on that in that guide. There's lots of flea markets to see, an RV show. You probably heard about that. We did a video about that. We'll give you a lot of information about that as well. Hey, and there's a bunch of cool rock art out there. We'll tell you where to find some of the best. And I'm going to tell you, it's on a section of land that is BLM designated as clothing optional, called the Magic Circle. We'll tell you all about that in our guide too. We actually did stay there the whole time and loved it, and I'll tell you why. And we'll tell you about all the different camping options, because there's a lot of different ways you can camp there, from boondocking to regular parks with full hookups to temporary where you can be out in certain places for 14 days, etc. Now, if you're into solar and if you go out there and boondock, you probably want to be. We went there without solar and we learned the hard way that we were running out of energy all the time. I ended up installing a full solar system on my RV by the time the summer was done. I still am going to be putting out a video about that, so be watching for that too. We'll tell you about the two most common solar stores in town and what you can expect from that, and a lot more, so be looking for that on our About page. I'll probably put out a video announcing it too. So if you haven't subscribed yet, now would be a good time, because we got a lot more information coming out. We got about 20 videos we never got around to editing. Some of our travels to Grand Canyon, the famous Forrest Gump Road, the Hole in the Rock, a bunch more. So hit that record button and watch this video popping up right here at the end of this. And I'll tell you all about the new paving going on out there too.